Is the death of the university a sure thing at this point? I think it might be. It says there, ding dong, the university is dead, sang the wicked witch of the DEI West. How about that? I don't know. I'll think of something better later, probably, after this video's over. But yeah, I mean, they've lost millions of students over the past few years. Millions, right? Not tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands, millions of students across the country, across the United States. Why would you want to go to college and take on 100K in debt for a humanities or social sciences degree? Doesn't make any sense. If you're going to get trained in something, make sure it's something that can get you a job, right? Business, IT, vocational work, these are all fantastic ideas. As much as I love history and political science, that's really not a good degree to get, right? It's not going to help you get a job more than likely, unless you just become a commentator online and you're somehow quite good at it. But yeah, a lot of this stuff just doesn't work, right? Social work, that's a bogus degree. I don't know why you would have to get a college degree to do most of those jobs, and that's one of the lowest IQ. And sadly, I genuinely mean this. Sadly, one of the highest for mental illness, and they seem to be producing mentally ill folks in a lot of these humanities majors because they're out there and they're telling the world, they're telling themselves that the world is out to get them, and it's not. Most people are good people. The world is not out to get you or me or them. Shouldn't be something that we have to be so concerned about. All right, most people are good people. There's a tiny group that want to ruin the world, and a lot of them are in the American university system, unfortunately, in public schools. So what we need is competition. We need choice to solve these problems. School choice would be a good option. More homeschooling, more unschooling, more deschooling. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm in favor of religious schooling because they do quite well. The Catholic and Protestant schools are more successful than the public schools by a large margin, even before coronavirus, and it's only increased since then. And then the universities, there's a lot of, if you want to be in marketing, get a certificate in marketing. Why should you have to do 4 years and take a bunch of classes that have no relation to marketing at all, right? It would be nice if schools actually taught people to be lifelong learners, but it's mostly public schools feel like prison. That's the problem, right? They're designed and your day is scheduled out just like prison, and I really mean that. It's the same thing, In public schools they have recess, in prisons they have yard, but they still have to go to the cafeterias for lunch. They still have segmented hours that you have to be in certain places around the facility at different times of day. No wonder kids are done with learning after 12 years in public schools or more. It's not making them more excited about improving who they are as people, and that's really pretty sad. That's why I'm a fan of John Taylor Gatto, who said we need to get kids out of the classroom. We need to get them outside. We need to get them producing things. We need to have more job shadowing, and so on and so forth. But anyways, let's get to this article from dschooled with a K.substack.com. It says the singular thread that holds the fabric of Western civilization together is the pursuit of truth. Socrates and Jesus, pillars of Western intellectual and spiritual development, both died for truth. Though they lived centuries apart and one was a Greek, the other a Jew, both men considered the pursuit of truth as mankind's highest calling. St. Paul wrote, "For there is no distinction between Jew and Greek, for the same Lord is Lord of all, bestowing his riches on all who call on him." Romans 10:12. Another way of putting it might be that in Western tradition, truth is the Lord who calls on all. It follows that the enemies of the West necessarily despise truth. For them, the best course of action is to sever the thread that holds the cloth of Western civilization together. Fast forward to Nietzsche, the German writer who died in 1900, with his infamous "Facts are precisely what is lacking. All that exists consists of interpretations." He sought to destroy the idea of objective truth. Though he failed to cut the thread, he managed to fray it. The leftists who came after him, evil geniuses and useful idiots, picked up the scissors of Nietzsche's twisted logic and ran to finish what he had started. Maybe their mothers never told them not to run with scissors. If there are no facts, as Nietzsche insisted, there is no objective truth, and all is subjective. There is relativism in a nutshell. When all is relative, the word truth is rendered meaningless because one person's subjective truth cancels out the next ad nauseum until nothing is left. This is nihilism, a world where nothing is true but the power to create subjective, necessary, fleeting truth. The university charged with encouraging and protecting the pursuit of truth was targeted by the left, big L left, in the 20th century by a variety of malignant forces. The Fabian, everything from the Fabian Society and the Frankfurt School and its critical theory crazies, to name just two of them. Through organizations such as these, the left, mindless and industrious as ants in an ant pile, made the Marxist long march through the university system, where it is all but evicted truth. In an ex post, Jordan Peterson called the university out for what is allowed to take place inside its once hollowed halls. Gender critical views are those that can distinguish male from female when they make acknowledging the most basic truth a crime. It's a high time to let the institutions of higher education die. Gender critical views are those that can distinguish male from female when they make acknowledging the most basic truth a crime. It's high time to let the institutions of higher education die, as they must and so thoroughly and absolutely deserve. The universities are gone, right? Peterson Academy fixes this, we hope. Yes, I'm excited about that. Jordan Peterson's university should be interesting. Unfortunately, it sounds like it's not going to be cheap. It sounds like it's still going to be expensive. So we still are going to need somebody to get out there and create an inexpensive university. That would be great. Something, that's really not going to break the bank. That'd be really nice for a lot of people. There are classes out there. There's things like the great courses, which are some of the greatest professors in the world from the best universities. And, but there's no process to get a certificate or a degree. You just learn, which, I like but I already have college degrees, so I don't need any more to prove myself to higher ups, really. But, for young people, I think that would be incredibly beneficial. The left has successfully taken over our universities and thinks it has the high ground and can dictate the terms of surrender. The terms are these: nothing needs to make sense. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to read this whole article. Again, if you want to read the rest, dschooled.substack.com. Another guy you should follow besides Dr. Peterson is Christopher Rufo, who's great. It says here, how dare they hold us accountable to basic academic standards? Harvard plagiarists. Yeah. They don't care. I mean, this is Harvard we're talking about. Harvard and Yale have unbelievable levels of administrators. In fact, Yale for sure now has more bureaucrats than it has students. So that's what you're paying for, is for these bureaucrats and useless admin to push their political narratives. It's not making your education any better. So why go? Start your own business when you're young. If you're listening to this and you're a teenager, start your own business today. I don't care if it's a lemonade stand. I don't care. You can be a high schooler out there with a lemonade stand. People will still give you some money, and then you can go use that to go start your next business, right? When I was young, I made the mistake of using it to buy, my money to buy TVs and consoles, which was nice. But, you really want to invest your money. Okay, and you spend a little bit of it on yourself, but use it to start your next business that's a little bigger than the next one. All right, I hope you'll check out the rest of this article. Have a great day.